by Black women. Wonders of a Black Woman TV. Streaming on Roku. Podcast on Spotify. Wonders of a Black Woman. Our story, our voices. Visit www.wondersofablackwoman.com.
The history of black hair, our hairstory. The history behind all elaborate designs and hairstyles originated in different ethnic groups in Africa. The first known example of dreadlocks date back to ancient Egypt, where dreadlocks appeared on many artifacts. Ancient Egyptians with dreadlocks have also been recovered from archaeological sites. Socially, hair grooming played a significant part in status and identity in African tribes. It was a way to identify someone's social status based on ethnicity, social rank, age, marital status, wealth, fertility, manhood, religion, and death. Twisting, braiding, cotton or wool thread weaving, adding animal fat or mud and clay were all techniques used to create these elaborate looks. Due to styling taking hours and sometimes days, much like today, women use this time of beautifying as a chance to socialize and form meaningful bonds with one another. In 1444, Europeans began to kidnap Africans of all social statuses and trade them on the west coast of Africa. Many wore elaborate hairstyles. Although the Europeans were first entranced with and admired the complexity of style, texture, and adornment of black hair, something had to be done to rid them of their identity to maintain control and dependency. Many slave owners shaved not only the men's hair but women's hair as well. This was considered an unspeakable crime to many tribes.
Fast forward to today's society, we as Black women still, and men, but mostly Black women still are having to deal with whites and non-blacks trying to dictate to us how we can wear our hair. And that pressure to make our hair look Europeanized. Black people is the only race of people in this world that has this type of hair. White people, straight hair. Asian people, straight hair. Hispanic people, straight hair, unless their African ancestry is poking through. So Native American people, straight hair. Everybody, Eskimos, everyone has straight or straight type of curl. Arabs, straight hair. We're unique in that we have kinky curly hair and dark eyes and dark brown, shades of brown. Those are our distinctive characteristics. And so it's amazing to me. This article isn't from 1970. This article that I'm about to get into from Kent County Commission discusses adopting Crown Act. This is recently. This is recent. This is from March 25th, 2021. We're still in today's society dealing with people not wanting us to wear our natural hair. Grand Rapids, Michigan. The Kent County Commission discussed a proclamation Thursday that prohibits discrimination based on hair style or texture. The Crown Act, created by the Dove Company, has been adopted in states and counties across the country. The act, first passed in California, was adopted by Ingham County this week. This isn't just going on in the United States. It's the same thing in Europe. They don't want Black people to wear their natural hair textures and hairstyles. They're fighting this over in other countries like the UK and things like that as well. The discrimination issue largely impacts Black women in the workplace. And some whites or Latinas or Jewish women, if their hair is a little bit too curly or too bushy, they get it too. But surveys show some 80% modify their natural hair to fit social or professional norms. And it's the truth. 80% of Black women have to modify our hair to make it acceptable looking in the workplace. So you'll see a lot of Black women not wearing braids, dreads, afros, because it's a matter of you not getting the job or not keeping the job. Of course you're going to comply. You have to survive. And that's what this racism does. It makes your survival dependent upon complying with stripping you of your identity and your self-respect and self-worth, and thinking that how you naturally look and what is natural is not acceptable. So surveys show some 80% modify their natural hair to fit social or professional norms. Multiple commissioners talked about wanting to work on supporting the bill, which stands for creating a respectful and open world for natural hair. It would add to the state's Elliott-Larsen Civil Rights Act. It's ridiculous that we have to fight to wear our natural hair at work. I mean, or school. How ridiculous is this? The article goes on to say we'd like to make sure that certain hairstyles that African Americans are protected under the race category, but then also look at it more broadly in terms of all people that have a different sort of style and perspective being represented. Kent County Commissioner Michelle McLeod said, "It's not just about race, it's also about how important crown and your crown is to who you are." Well, it largely is about race. And it goes on to say that a decision has not yet been made on the proclamation. To me, it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely insane that we have to fight just to wear our natural hair or natural looking hair textures. I mean, it's just insane. It's insane. From afros, braids, twists, curls, kinks, locks, extensions, wigs, weaves. We should be allowed to wear our hair the way we want to wear it. And people have a problem with if like this picture I'm showing now, this beautiful sister with an afro who looks very nice, very professionally dressed. It's not okay if she wears her hair like this to work, but if she were to put chemicals to straighten her natural hair and put a weave all down her back and come to work of some straight Malaysian or hair that was cut off some Asian woman in a temple somewhere, or Asian man who grew his hair and had his hair cut off in a temple somewhere, and it was sewn onto wefts of weave, and had that put in her hair, that would be okay if she wore her hair like that. It's insane.
That they chose. All of the African culture and grooming traditions began to disappear. Slave owners wanted to cut off the enslaved Africans' connection to their true self. They pushed their standard of beauty, fair skin, straight hair, and thin facial features. African dark skin, kinky hair, and wider facial features were deemed unattractive. Because of this, lighter skinned, straight hair slaves commanded higher prices at auction.
And that's when we all know that a lot of these slave masters were raping the African women. A lot of it was for control. A lot of it was for lust. They were lusting after these Black women and their figures and physique and their beauty. And a lot of it also was to create these mixed race of the lighter skin, straighter hair Black people. Well, they're biracial. And then they put that standard of beauty as the epitome of beauty within Black society and Black culture. You still have colorism even today. We as Black people naturally have kinky hair, and it could be kinky, a kinky type of wave, a kinky type of curl. You know, it's a kinkiness, but it has different patterns and textures to it. We naturally have brown skin tones, like noticeably brown. It could be darker, it could be lighter. You know, that we have dark eyes, dark brown, black, medium brown. Those are Black features. When you're getting into, and I know we have a lot of light-skinned Black people and stuff like that, but when you are making pale skin and straighter hair the more desirable standard of beauty amongst Black women in particular, that is not what Black beauty is. That's a mulatto or a mixed race looking type of Black person. Even if both your parents are Black and you're light skinned with green eyes and straight hair, and you say that you're Black and you're both your parents are Black, and I'm not saying you're not Black. We come in different shades, but that is not the typical way that Black people look. That is not, like, you're not going to get the same type of discrimination being pale skinned with blue eyes and straight hair as you would someone who is a browner tone with kinky hair and dark brown eyes. And so when the Europeans tried to, back then and still today, because we're fighting to get these Crown Acts and various types of legislation to protect Black women so they can just simply wear their natural hair at work and at school. You see how it's just this constant you're not good enough the way God made you. Your hair isn't good enough. And it's not that it's not good enough. It's just that your uniqueness is intimidating. Because how many of us go out with our natural hair, and you have white people? There was this white lady who asked me because she touched my hair. I said no. And she insisted on touching my hair anyway. Now, I would have had to be rude and ignorant and to push, you know, I gently pulled away from her. But it's like, you know, I clearly told you no. You know, I clearly told you you cannot touch my hair. And the next thing I know, your little hands are in my hair anyway. You don't need to feel and touch my hair. You know, we have to, and the wonders of a Black woman podcast and channel is about Black female excellence. And yes, I know that we come in all shades. But the bottom line is, us sisters out here with the kinky hair and the dark skin and the dark eyes, we really have been taught that we are not as beautiful, that we are less than, that somehow God made us the ugly. And you know, that's just not true. Everyone's beautiful in their own right. But Wonders of a Black Woman is to celebrate Black women with all your kinks, curls, curves, and everything in between. We don't have to look like a European in order to be beautiful. We don't have to be mixed with European blood in order to be beautiful. That was a game. You need to read the Willie Lynch letter. You know, the fact that you were born and you're alive, God made you, to look the way you look, and you should be proud of it. But the bottom line is, if you read the Willie Lynch letter, a lot of this, where the masters were breeding or raping the slave women to create these mulatto children and then to elevate them above the darker ones, that was for the purpose of control and mind control and making you think that life would be better if you were lighter, if your hair was straighter. That was to bridge that gap. And if you notice in some countries like Brazil, there is extreme colorism in Latin American countries. Extreme colorism. Now, this is a little clip of the whitening of Brazil, why Black Brazilians marry white. And they go into a little discussion, and this all ties into the hair issue that we're still dealing with today. And the pressures that we as Black people have to not only change our physical selves, but that pressure that's put on us when we're procreating. Well, life would be a little bit easier for your children if you as a Black woman or you as a Black man would just go and marry or have children with someone who isn't Black. That way your child can come out with the more desirable textured hair. So this is a little clip that I want you all to watch, or if you're listening to the podcast, listen to, about this Black Brazilian man explaining to a Black American female the nuances of whitening of the Black bloodline in Brazil.
Ghettos with the Black Brazilians. They are the ones who actually can be racist and marry a Black person. This happens in Brazil. A white person, a white poor person marries a Black person and says, I love you, but I don't love what you are. I love the kid that was gonna come out of you that's gonna be beautiful. And then we erase the whole idea that this kid is Black as well.
So people, when they're actually in these interracial families, nobody is kind of consciously talking about Blackness or saying that they are Black.
No, they are just repeating the mistakes because it was in schools. If you read books from 1917 for 1945, it was in the book.
I gotta find this book. I want to find.
I can show you.
Okay.
I can show you that later. And everything is based on the picture that I wanted to put here.
Explain to us this picture.
This picture is called the Redemption of Cam. Whatever. Cam was one of the kids of Noah, and he saw his father naked, and that's how they justified that the Black race was cursed. The Christians, they justify racism throughout the years through the curse that is based basically on the Bible. This was shown, this picture that you see right now is from 1895. It was painted by Modesto Broncos in the moment in Brazil that we were talking about the eugenics politics. The eugenics politics was pretty much the one who showed that yes, we need to whiten the population because black people are less intelligent, less civilized. And this picture shows the grandma. You see the grandma raising the hands to the Lord, thanking God that her daughter, who is a mixed girl, married a white settler that came in this new idea of whitening the country, and they have a white kid, very white kid, that is in his tiny hands just blessing the grandma, if you look in the picture, and she's thanking God that the curse was broken. That picture was shown in 1895, and also in this Congress I told you that happened in London, in which
They showed that picture.
Brazil showed that picture to introduce to the Europeans what was his idea to having a more civilized country after slavery. We're going to whiten the country. And this idea is
Ingrained also in black Brazilians as well.
yeah.
Do you think that so this is actually one of the things that kind of hurts me the most, because I've always been brought up to be proud of my blackness. I would like to date a black man in Brazil. Do you think this will change in some way, or is this? I mean, do you think
It's changing.
it is changing?
It's changing. As I told you, you're seeing the revolution. It's very nice that you're here right now, that you're showing Americans reality about what's going on, listening to us, talking to us, because she's really actually, she's in all events that you can ever imagine of
I'm
black
always
things
there.
in Brazil. She was gonna write a book when she later was
sure
gonna
am.
write a book about what happened, because she's part of the revolution as well. Revolution is happening here.
Okay.
A revolution.
Okay, and that was from Kira Tiana. You can watch the rest of The Whitening of Brazil, Why Black Brazilians Marry White. As you can see, and let's not be fooled, it has the attack on black hair has nothing to do with whether you look professional, whether you look, it just doesn't have anything to do with that. It has to do with the fact that people want you as a black woman and man to feel as if your natural hair and your natural style and your natural texture is not good enough. That something else is much better than what you have, because something is supposed to be wrong with you because God made you to look the way you do. We have been fighting this nonsense for so long. You are beautiful. You don't need to straighten your hair. If you choose to do that, fine. You should be allowed to wear your hair the way you want to wear your hair. But to insist that you cannot wear your natural hair the way it grows out of your scalp is absolutely ridiculous, to the point where we have to have laws created in today's society. This isn't the 40s or 50s. In today's society, they're still discussing a legislation to protect us to be able to wear our hair the way we want. And you even have some women who puts wraps around their hair, because in their culture they wrap their hair or they protect their hair. You have to fight to even be able to cover your hair. Anything that is cultural, considered Afrocentric, you have to fight to protect it in the workplace. They want your survival to be threatened because you are who you are. It's really pathetic. So, which brings me to, I came across this lady here, Mushia Shikuka. She is the founder of Runway Curls, Baby Naps Wigs, and she is doing, you can follow her on Instagram. She has YouTube channel, hashtag Baby Naps Wigs, natural Afrocentric wigs. They look really good. You know, we have to insist that we can be ourselves and prosper being ourselves. And we have to affirm that with each other. We really do. Because as Black women, we know that we're beautiful. But if so much of society is telling you that you're not, you know, especially as young women coming up, you're going to believe it. So we have to reinforce that with each other. You know, there are women, if you want to wear your Malaysian hair or straight hair, weave or whatever, or perm or relax your hair, do you, honey, whatever you think you need to do. But the women that want to wear natural hair extensions, natural hair wigs, like with this Baby Naps line, then do you. You know, I mean, there's so much money that is spent on trying to Europeanize or make Black women look like they're mixed or something like that, that a lot of times you're neglecting your natural hair. You're neglecting your natural features. You're neglecting your natural beauty. I've known women who said, enough, I'm not going to keep buying all these wigs, weaves, and I'm going to just groom my natural hair. And they let their natural hair grow thick, long, it's thicker, it's longer, it's stronger. And if they want it pressed and straightened sometimes to make it straight, they let it be straight. But most of the time they'll wear it in its natural pattern, in its natural curl. And you know, there's so many different ways that we can wear our natural hair and express ourselves through our crown, through our hair. And you know, you should never allow someone to make you feel that you are not beautiful. I love this lady here for what she's doing with her Baby Naps Wigs line. And I wish her all of the success. The wigs are really, really, really nice. And I would recommend that you take the time to look through this. And sometimes you want to wear your hair straight, wear it straight. And sometimes you want to look like you had that wash and go look. You put on one of your Baby Naps wigs or wear your natural hair. Do you, and be proud to be you. Be proud to be you. And support her wig line. Support her hairline. Support her. And make sure that you support each other. When you see each other out there with a natural hair, let that sister know how beautiful she is. Let her know that she is a queen. You know, let her know that she is beautiful, because she is representing our natural beauty. And I understand a lot of you may not want to wear natural hair. You may want to wear the straight hair. And the, you know, Brazilian waves and all of these other names that they're calling it, the silky, straight Hawaiian hair. But when you see sisters, especially when they are just lit from head to toe, like looking fabulous and fierce, you know, let them know that they are beautiful, that they are represented. Okay, let them know that. They need that. They need that that affirmation. This is a little bit from the article is from a couple of weeks ago, March 2nd, from blacknews.com. Beauty mogul chooses Haiti as the home for producing her Baby Naps wigs. The sensational and one-of-a-kind Baby Naps wig, created by entrepreneur Mushia Shikuka of Runway Curls, saves the day for women seeking instant natural hair transformations and locals in Haiti seeking opportunities. So from my understanding, I mean, she just got so much business. This piece she has on here is absolutely pretty, and the color is pretty too. She got so much business. Her business is growing. Continue to support her, please. And just rock the natural hair wigs. It just looks really good. So I definitely would recommend to you ladies to and I'm not affiliated with this young woman or her company. I'm not getting anything from this. I'm promoting this because I really like it. I've got some of these wigs, my natural wigs myself. And I really just believe that we as Black women need to give each other that pat on the back and the high five. And we need to affirm our own beauty, because other people know that we're beautiful and they may not want to admit it, but we need to admit it to ourselves. And hey, some people don't think we're beautiful, and that's fine. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So we need to make sure that we're standing up for each other and the natural way that God made us to look. And we need to affirm that in each other. So anyway, this new blacknews.com article on her, Atlanta, Georgia, one of the greatest breakthroughs in wig design and style for 2020 was surely the Baby Naps wig by Runway Curls. Innovated by Runway Curls' founder and the natural hair queen herself, Mushia, known for her role in WE TV's Cutting It in the ATL. The Baby Naps wig came to the rescue of thousands of women seeking a hassle-free, natural protective style during the pandemic lockdowns. I mean, yes, during the pandemic, a lot of people were scrambling because you couldn't go into the salons, you couldn't go. A lot of women learned how to do their own nails. They learned how to groom their own natural nails. They learned how to groom their natural hair. And, you know, like the article says, during the pandemic, these wigs started just flying through the mail because women could not get enough of these beautiful, natural looking wigs. And it's hassle free. Okay, so however, the demand resulting from the viral success of this wig outpaced the capacity in which Mushia was able to produce it. After numerous attempts to overcome this challenge, Mushia discovered that the solution to her problems resided in the tropical mountaintops of Haiti, her husband's native country. The Runway Curls brand was not ready for the immediate demand upon the launch of our breakthrough wig collection, Baby Naps Wigs, says Mushia, founder and creative director for Runway Curls. Orders were rolling in by the minute, and local wig makers in the U.S. simply could not keep up with this demand. After numerous attempts to gain better control and avoid having to permanently discontinue the wig line, my husband Lou and I decided to explore Haiti as the home for producing our Baby Naps wig line. The decision couldn't have turned out any better for us. Our amazing Haitian wig makers have exceeded all expectations, increasing the production from just a handful of wigs per month to hundreds of wigs monthly. In short, the Baby Naps wig prevails and is available to customers worldwide. I'm very proud of her. I am very proud of her, and I'm very just proud of this line. And I need to start seeing more natural looking wigs for us out here on the market, because as we can see, it is definitely a need for that. Okay, and she goes on in the article say the reason this decision to manufacture our products out of Haiti is such a big deal is because I could have gone to China, I could have gone to Mexico, or I could have gone to any of the typical countries that manufacture US products. Yet, Haitian people are known for being master artisans, but are often overlooked by the rest of the world for manufacturing opportunities. Since I am African and my husband is Haitian, it was important to outsource our business to a country composed of people who look like us and can benefit from the resources that we have to offer. If we're going to put our money anywhere and create job opportunities anywhere, let it be in a country of our own people. And you know, I agree. We need to see more manufacturing in the African countries, Nigeria, Ghana, more African countries, Haiti. We do need to, the islands, you know, Jamaica and all of those different places. We do need to start manufacturing more there, because a lot of the products you look at is made in China, and that's nice for China. But there are other countries that desperately do need the jobs and the opportunities, and more of the entrepreneurs in America should definitely consider countries like Haiti and the other islands and Africa as a place to do business and have their manufacturing needs met. But I just want to say to all of you lovely women out here, Black is beautiful. Our hair is beautiful. Our skin is beautiful. Our eyes, everything about us is beautiful because God made it to be beautiful. And I don't have to put other races down just to acknowledge our beauty. There are other all people are beautiful. But the bottom line is our Black is beautiful. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This is Shannon, and you've been listening and watching to Wonders of a Black Woman. Peace.